Bill, Jerome, Arthur, John, Melody, Lisa Marie.
All right. Looks like we are go. There it is. Fantabulous. Welcome, 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 everybody. Thank you so very much for taking time out of your busy schedule to join us. We are so happy to have you with us here on Saturday, August 26th. It's time for the AMAs, the Ask Me Anythings with Robert Hollis. And it's a really interesting day today. Robert and I were talking a little bit before we opened up the room and asked everyone to come on in. A couple of things for today to share with you before we get started. First of all, for those of you who have four-legged friends of the canine variety, it is National Dog Day. So happy National Dog Day today. The other thing I want to bring up, which I didn't realize until Robert just shared with us, it is the 1 year anniversary of the AMAs, meaning our Ask Me Anythings with Robert Hollis. We have been doing this now regularly, everybody, and thank you so much for it, every day for 1 year. Oh my gosh, and such amazing breakthroughs, such amazing interactions. Thank you very much, each and every one of you, for participating and joining us on the AMAs. We couldn't do it without you, really. We really couldn't do it without you. So bless you and thank you. A couple of other things about today. Got to give it out to our subscribers. We have now passed 6,000. We're at 6,043 subscribers on our YouTube channel. You are helping us grow and grow and grow, and we would love to have more. Let's see how long it takes for us to get to the 7,000 number. Bless you again. Thank you so much. And that's why we always ask that when you watch these programs or you watch our videos that we put out, please share. That's all we ask, is just share with everybody that you know. Of course, like also, but definitely share. And especially those that are watching us on YouTube, hit that like button. It's right there. We'd love that and appreciate that. And also, just before we get started, and I introduce the gentleman who is going to be leading our AMAs today, his wife, Terry Hollis, had a great vibe of the day that I think is a great way to kick off today's AMAs. It says, if you want to be happy...
I have hands to grow hair, but they get shocked when I
hold on
reveal
a second. If you want to be happy, don't take stuff personal. Let stuff go. Let people be. Focus on you, your mental health, your spiritual health, your well-being, physically and mentally. So what a great day to start to finish our first year of AMAs and to start our second year of AMAs. And of course, who is the foundation of the AMAs? Well, we got to give it up to this gentleman, our GPS to success, our friend, a dear friend, and a gentleman who has helped 67 people become millionaires just by doing one thing: following the certain way. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up for the amazing Robert Hollis.
Thank you so much, Craig. And yeah, it's sort of blowing me away that it's already been a year since we decided to start AMAs. I've actually done them before and also done them with other companies, but for us to make up our mind to do this and have them all stored there. I had a guy that recently just reached out to me and he said, if a person went through every recorded AMA that you've done, Robert, how can they still have questions and not apply it? And I went, because people are people. There's still people doing people things. And so the only highlight that I have is the man we have Mary Valtic that's a part of our inner circle, and as a gift to the inner circle members, I did an interview with her, and holy cow, people are grabbing that video and immediately applying it. And I think it had a combination of not only Joshua Daramella's interview, then from there we did an Ask Me Anything, where Katie really wanted to know exactly the steps. And then from there, Mary showing people how to go from 631 friends to 6,000 followers in just, a matter of a month or so. It really gets you to the point, because if you know how to contact people, and we have unlimited people, I think there's only like 2 billion people on Facebook, and we're only in 200 countries, and I think just maybe pretty close to, out of the 2 billion of them, 2 billion of them need to make supplemental income. It's like, so there's a couple of thoughts that in your mind, if you could just get those out of your head, that even if a person was lazy, complacent, conformist, didn't have self-confidence, didn't have self-belief, you still got to look at whatever number that's on Facebook, and you got to take 10% of that. So 10% of the people make double the money that average people in America make. And so I for someone that's really good at math, 10% of even the United States would be only 35 million people, that are open-minded to finding a way to supplement and replace their business. So that's what keeps me jacked out of my mind, because I know there's a lot of other people out there. One of the unique things I want to bring up too is, I'm so proud of the Nigerian team and what they're doing. And it's funny, if you guys look at the leaderboard, one of the top Nigerians, she's just been in a month, and she just hit 1K, and she's got, she's got 12 people that she's personally brought in, and you take those 12 people and you take them times 90, and you look at her volume, and it's 1,080. I mean, just crazy that she's, again, what I'm telling you guys, the Nigerians are leading with is the money that actually shows up in their personal account or on their personal card, because so many people are just being taken advantage of. And so if you put your head down and you do this correctly, each and every one of you don't realize, I'll bring this up that's really powerful. Do you know if your back office shows that you totally earned and My Daily Choice $200? See, that's where you got to get your head right, your thinking right. Because how many people in America right now would like $200? I mean, are you kidding me? It's like, so what people do sometimes is they see my back office or they see somebody else's back office, and they don't believe that because they've earned income in My Daily Choice that it's not enough. So some people watch my videos from other companies and other countries, and that's the same way. You have to be proud and be excited and say, hey, all I can do is show you how to get an extra payday. All I can show you how to do is make $200. All I can show you how to do is make $7,000. Whatever your back office says, to be able to say, listen, this is some money. So, it really, that's when people start realizing, wow, this is for real. You know what I mean? So I love and appreciate each and every one of you. Craig, let's go ahead and start answering some questions, and let's get some people, keep people going to the next level.
That sounds like a great idea. And just as a reminder, for those of you who want to participate in the AMA with Robert directly, you need to be here on Zoom. So for those of you watching on YouTube, go to roberthollis.com/AMA and then join us here on Zoom and then ask a question. And the ways that you ask questions, if you're on YouTube, go ahead and type your question into the chat. We're monitoring the chat, and we will ask that upon your behalf. Same thing with Zoom. Now, the other way, the third way, technically, how to do that is right now I've got 2 hands raised, and it's very easy to raise your hand. Sharon and Bill have already done it. They will be asking questions of Robert directly, but Here's how you can do that. You put your cursor in the middle of the screen. On the bottom, you'll see a bunch of different buttons. One of them is reactions. Click on the reactions button and then click on raise hand. It will let us know that you have a question. Very, very simple, very easy on how to do that. Now, before I actually get to Sharon and Bill, we actually have a question sort of vicariously. I don't know if he is here right now. Let's see. He is, and I'm going to ask James if he wants to ask his question. I don't know if his camera is on right now or not. James, it's not. So I'm going to ask it on James' behalf.
Okay.
Because he asked it and he donated to the foundations.
Thank you.
Now, for those of you watching on YouTube, you can donate to the charities that Robert works with by clicking on the $sign below the chat and then putting in your donation. And we appreciate it. And again, all the money that is collected goes directly to the organizations that Robert supports. So, James, bless you and thank you for the donation. James' question with regards to this is actually pretty simple, but I'm sure it'll be a very good answer too. He asks, are big meetings duplicatable?
It's funny, when there was not an alternative, the answer was yes. I say a little saying all the time, James, and again, thank you so much for being a super chatter. The children, the orphans are going to love it. But one of the things that people don't realize is when you have an alternative, you know what I mean? And so back in the day, live meetings were really, really duplicatable. Why? Because that's all we had. And so one of the things that's really amazing about that scenario is when you think about, okay, how fast can I get people to duplicate? It's just most people forget when I was doing live meetings, I believe it or not, at one time, we would do meetings Monday through Friday at 10 o'clock and 2 o'clock. Then Tuesdays and Thursday nights at 7:30, 10 o'clock in the morning on Saturday. And then we'd follow it up with a 1 to 3 training on Saturday. So one training once a week, same training every week. Fast start and explosive growth training, did the same trainings all the time. And then had, what is that? That's 7, 8, 9 presentations. Now, as soon as I realized that people would get involved if there were the right people at the right time, I decided to take the 7-step effective presentation that I was using at the time, and I put it into 7 different videos. They were all like 5 minutes, 8 minutes, whatever. And so when that happened, what ended up happening is that I then put them on Google Video. And when I put them on Google Video, then that allowed people worldwide to share a presentation 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. And so when I did that, that's the first time that I started bringing in thousands of people a month, thousands of people a month. And then Craig, of course, and Melody and some of the people that watched when I got involved in Gano Excel, what I did is I duplicate that process, and now Google bought YouTube. And so now you could put a 10-minute video up. And so I put up 7 different parts of a presentation. It would be, sort of an intro. People would intro me so people would know who I was. Today, I don't think that's a big deal. I think people are so into what's in it for me. They need to know right away what's in it for me. And then the second part of a presentation is, what do we do? You know what I mean? Then the company, the products, the compensation plan, and then, sort of like a quick start training of teaching people a simple theoretical example. And so we would put all these products on a website at that time, not products, the videos. And then we were teaching everyone how to do that. Listen to this, because I got screenshots of this that I share all the time. We went from 1,000 people coming in a month to 1,000 people coming in a month to 15,000 people we were enrolling in Gano Excel a month. So how many people believe that that I want to go back? It's like, so that's what I'm saying. So James, there's not a lot of people, in my opinion, that really give a great presentation. You know what I mean? So the thought I had is, if you split it into a bunch of different pieces, like if any one of you ever went to someone once, have you ever had someone say, I don't know what you guys do? If you really look at my YouTube channel, you're going to see 2 videos that I did. One was called an affiliate marketing, and the other one was called, what is a super affiliate? If people said, what do you guys do? I would send them that video. I don't have too many people ask me that. But if someone said, what do you guys do? If they don't know what an affiliate is, I know there are some. So, but that's what we do. We become an affiliate for free. We share our custom, unique affiliate ID with other people and get them to purchase product or get involved to make money. So that's as simple as it is. So I would say that live presentations, here's a better way to say it, James. Live presentations are effective. Not as effective as recorded videos. There's absolutely no one. And to think that you guys, I'll share one more thing. Do you guys realize when I got involved in this business 36 years ago, the very first thing that my mentor did is gave me his presentation. It was called Opportunity of a Lifetime. It was on VHS tape. And then it was get 4 steps to success. Steps to success and freedom. Steps to success. And then there was 2 trainings that were called Fast Start and Explosive Growth. And of course, back then, there was a lot of things that you really needed to teach people. Can you guys believe that we had to teach people how to fill out a form? You know, you had to fill out this long application to even become a distributor, you know? So a lot of unique things have changed. So James, I hope that answered your question. So
that's my question. The reason why I bring it up is because I had an affiliate who has re-engaged himself, and he's of the opinion of meetings and doing things the old way. I'm like, dude, just be quiet for a second. Would you be quiet for a second? I have a mentor.
James. Every time someone says, I did a one-on-one with a guy. And have you ever talked to someone and said, hey, this person's done this person's done this person's done this, and we can do this and this, and I'm looking forward to making money so you can actually take care of your vision and take care of your family and whatever. And then they go, no, let me tell you what I want to do. And I'm going, I always say to them, I just say, hey, great. Let me know how's that going and how I can support you. So as soon as someone tells me I'm not coachable, I'm not interested in learning how you made money and how you helped other people make money. As soon as they say that, I just say, well, I'm here to support you. Let me know what I can do for you. And, that's all you can do. It's like when the student's not ready, the teacher doesn't appear.
Yeah. That's true. Well, you answered my question, Robert. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Well, the reason I interrupted you too, James, is I think it's so hilarious why we feel the need, all of us, not just you, me too, that sometimes we feel part of the communications is to share with people what other people said they're doing. and is trying to get us to try to understand how to help them. You know what I mean? But now when people reach out to me and they go, there's two old things that people still do back in the day that is disturbing to me. Disturbing to me. They start out like this, James. James, before we get talking and stuff, I just think it's important for you to know a little bit about me. Like, what world are you coming from? So, well, you know, I grew up in Broken Branch, Arkansas. You know, I got one leg shorter than the other. I've been in multiple companies that overpromised and lied to me. And then I had a person that scammed me for money. And you're going like, oh my God, what the hell? You know, I'm just like, what is going on? And then you're there to help me, James. You're there to help me. So I just told you all of my garbage, and like I explained, Melody Riba one time goes, how do you get these people to stop doing that to you? And I said, you ever heard the noise of a garbage truck backing up? I said, that's what you got to hear. You know what I mean? And then after they take all that time telling you about, you know, how much their life is not working and stuff, and they go, James, now before you start talking, let me tell you what I'm currently doing. And I'm going, are you about ready to tell me everything that you're currently doing or that you've learned from other people? I just need to know, what was your last 4 weeks' checks? Why would you waste your time telling me what the hell you're doing right now if you're not getting any results? And believe it or not, James, that's why Dr. Phil probably was one of the biggest shows that were out there, because people would say, you know, well, listen, I'm trying to motivate James. And what I do is, you know, I kick him out of the bed. I throw water in his face, you know, to get him out of the bed. And then, you know, I take his chairs away from him so he can't sit down. I steal the remotes from him so he can't watch television. And after they say all this stuff, I just can't get James motivated. He's lazy. He won't do anything. Then Dr. Phil would say, so all that stuff that you said that you do to James, it's not working, right? And the person goes, that's why we're on the show, because I can't get James to do anything. And it's like, would you be interested in trying anything else? It's just, it is funny, James, but yeah, so have him watch this video, because I tell people all the time, I will say one extra thing, James. We know that we're all products of our own beliefs, right? When I first started putting videos online, now at this time, this has got to be what, at the end of the 90s? I can't, you know, someone could Google really quick and say, you know, when was YouTube started? But let's just say it's the end of the 90s, right? And so, you know, my mentality is when I started doing videos and recording them and putting them online, people would say to me, so at this time, James, I probably have made 15 million. 15 million in network marketing, was the top rep of numerous companies. And I'd had people go, well, listen, you know, videos don't work. And I said, and what I would do to people, I was sharing this with Anthony yesterday, is I go, okay, I want to share a short YouTube video with you guys. And if you haven't seen it, Craig's good enough to Google it. But it was the Budweiser commercial after 9/11.
Remember that.
And I believe that it was 15 seconds. And so all of a sudden, it's got the music, like music is not, people win Academy Awards for their scores on movies. Like, people are not even aware that music makes us feel things. Music in a horror movie is like all of a sudden the music changes and you go, uh-oh, it's like, so the commercial shows the Clydesdale horses walking across Brooklyn Bridge. And then they get out into a field and they're looking toward the horizon of where the Twin Towers were. And all the horses bend their knees and bow down. And it's like, wow. It just like, and I'm going, listen, you believe videos don't work because you haven't had a video work on you. And all I can tell you is if you watch this video and it doesn't affect you, then it probably won't work for you. But everybody else that watches those commercials, that some people admit, I've had commercials choke me up. I've had videos and watching movies that choke me up. If you're willing to say that those are videos, that's not happening live at an event. And that's probably why some people love plays. I mean, Craig, wouldn't you agree? It's like some people love to go to plays and go to orchestra because or a concert because they love that being there.
Yeah, the shared experience.
Yeah. And I've been at world championship fights and world championship NASCAR and IndyCar races. Being there is awesome, no doubt. But I also watch MMA fights and NASCAR and other sports on TV, and it's also awesome. So I would just share to him, James, say, listen, I asked a question to my dear friend, Robert Hollis, and my business partner about what you thought. And I just want to know if you're open-minded at all. You know what I mean? When the first thing that I would say to anybody is, do you really truly believe that Kylie Jenner became a billionaire by talking to people live? Now, she created her influence the way the rest of her sisters have. They created an influence on social media, and then they do videos and little things of their life. They get people to know, like, and trust them. And then when they talk about a product that makes their lips look plumper, they sell millions and millions and millions of products. So, that's the way I would talk to an old person, James, that's thinking old, and go, why is Kylie Jenner, did you guys know that new guy that right now has got the #1 hit about, the rich people north of Richmond or something like that? That was a YouTube video, just like Justin Bieber. Justin Bieber's career came from a YouTube video. And so we constantly hear these people that no one knows. Someone finds a YouTube video of them, or today, it probably wasn't a YouTube video. It was probably someone recording them. You know what I mean? With their phone. And as soon as they recorded him with the phone and put it online, now the guy signed a multi-million-dollar contract, and I guess he's been asked, I don't know if this is a rumor, but he's been asked to sing at the Super Bowl. And yeah, so I use examples like that, James, instead of arguing with people. I just ask them, how is this possible? How is this possible? And I know that Matt would probably know this number, but I think all of you already know this number. How many people go to movie theaters today versus how many people watch Netflix or streaming? So, but even going to a movie, you're watching a video, right? So, James, thank you very much. So for old dogs that don't want to learn new tricks, it's they can try to duplicate that process. It's funny because even in the olden days when I did all of them, James, I think I've had 3 people in my entire life that said, you know what, I'll do the meetings just like you. the rest of the people just wanted to drag people to the meeting. So I love you, James. And again, thank you for the donation. I really, really, really appreciate you.
James, thank you so very, very much. Appreciate you, man. And I'm going to kind of follow up a little bit because Linda was asking a question, and I just want to make sure that everybody is aware of this, Robert. And that's the reason why I'm asking. I know I could have answered it, but still, it's important that you share it with everybody.
Yes.
She asks, so is it wrong to share people your videos?
No. I here's a crazy thing, and I know Matt and Craig might get mad at me for saying this, but it's like I've told people my entire life, if you like a video that I have on my YouTube channel, if you know how to steal it, you can't steal it if I tell you you can have it. So I've had people, I don't know if you guys have ever done this, but if you go to Google and then put in Robert Hollis, and then, it says images, click on videos. So someone can post, because I don't want to jump off, but if you see how many, you put Robert Hollis in and then click on videos and see how many videos are online that have Robert Hollis on them. And the reason that I know people are doing that is because YouTube keeps getting better and better. And so there's a whole tab in my YouTube channel where I can click on copyright infringements, and I click on it and it shows all the people that have taken my videos. It's like it shows all the people that took my videos and put it on their YouTube channel. And I could put a strike on them and have them taken down, or I can be what the common sense is now, is the more that I give, the more that I get. You know what I mean? There used to be, Tony Robbins used to have a full-time team that did nothing but just cruise the internet to do cease and desist on people that took his information. And there was a couple of people that found that out and was telling Tony Robbins, don't you know that's free publicity? What the hell's wrong with you? Stop doing that. So I don't know. So thank you, Craig. Thank you, Linda.
Yes, thank you very much, Linda. Appreciate that follow-up. All right, so let's continue on. We got Sharon, Bill, and then another question from somebody who is watching on YouTube's Ed. Sharon Zeman, I see that your hand is raised. Let me unmute you. Please open up and share with us.
Hi.
Hi, how are you? Oh, something happened.
Oh, there we go. All right. I'm not able to join a lot of the breakthrough calls on Thursday because of my job.
Yeah.
So I do go back and watch every single one. But my question kind of has to do with that. So about 2 years ago, I started personal development. I got in a group and we're still friends today. We still go over a lot of things. But then, I went back to what my dad said a long time ago is if you want to be successful, get with successful people.
Amen.
So that's when after Nashville, I was like, I need to reach out to Robert.
Oh, thank you, Sharon.
So, you're welcome. So
you're awesome.
Yeah, so well, you're amazing.
Oh no. Come back. It's going to come back.
Okay, everybody give positive vibes to Sharon so she comes back. All right, you know what? I think we'll catch up with Sharon later because I think we can do that. So Sharon, know that you're still in here. I got you on the I got you in the queue. So we will get you back in with Robert as shortly as we can. In the meantime, let's go ahead and go over to Bill Shoemaker. Bill, please go ahead, open up, and share with us.
Thank you, Craig Jackman.
People just love screaming at Craig. It's like
Craig's awesome. So congratulations, Robert, on the year anniversary. And I was on your other AMAs before you started again, and I could see the change in you from then to now is just amazing. I mean, you're just
Wow.
totally elevating yourself. So
Thank
congratulations on
you.
that.
That made my day.
So I wanted to thank Mary Balchick again for her training with you, because it's really starting to work. And I want to say that your videos, any of your videos work. Because yesterday I sent a birthday. I sing happy birthdays. That's what I do, and wish him a happy birthday. And he goes, gee, thanks. And I said, cool, I want to send you a birthday present. And I sent him the video that Mary sent on your training. What do you let into your life? Something like that. But
Right.
anyway, he immediately came back and said, send me your link.
Yes.
That was
Yeah,
step 2.
yeah,
That wasn't even 3 steps.
Yes.
So
Thank you, Bill. Thank
just
you,
wanted to
Bill.
give
Yeah,
you
there's
that
Kelly
validation.
has reached out to me, and Katie has reached out to me, and it's funny, if none of you have ever done this, and it sounds like, you know, that I'm going to be too busy. I keep telling you guys that's in your head, not my head. But if Kelly, and if you guys reached out to Katie and Kelly, and Mary doesn't have to worry about this because she's doing it. But if you ever get someone to become a free affiliate and then say, hey, listen, or Bill, use that as what's in it for them to get them to become a free affiliate. So if they see the video and they go, wow, thank you very much. And you say, well, listen, I would like to personally introduce you to him on Facebook Messenger.
Wow, that's
So
good.
if you would like, create a free account. I'll get an email that you created a free account. And then I would like to connect you with Robert in a group chat. And so all you need to do when you put it in the group chat is just say, hey, Greg, I've already told you a lot about Robert Hollis, and you've already seen his videos. And Robert, I want to introduce you to Greg. You know, Greg is new to the family, he's a new affiliate. And I just wanted to introduce you guys. And it was funny because I think it was Kelly. One of them, you know, was working. And so she was having a hard time going back and forth with this guy. And so immediately what I do is I do what I know how to do. And he was asking questions. So what I did is I just gave him documentation, right? So I sent him a video that some of you might not know, because now we're talking about group chat. And I said, listen, you know, here's a page where 47 people got a rank advance. Any one of these people, every one of these people made anywhere from $100 to $4,100 in just bonuses alone. And if you see all the Nigerian flags, and, you know, I also did an interview with Joshua Daramella to show you exactly what it is. And then I said, listen, here's a video on how to make your first 5,000. My goal is to help you get a check. And I put those in there. And if you guys listen to the message that this guy came back with, it sounded identical to me, to Joshua Daramella. I mean, he's like, oh my God, your answers to my prayers. And I believe I can do this. And I think that if you guys would trust me enough to put people on a chat with me, I think that you guys would see a lot different results. It's like I was saying to Anthony, I did a video with that. A Zoom with Anthony yesterday. And I was going, and he thought that I didn't remember, but I did it to him on purpose, right? And this is what I did. I said, Anthony, I don't even remember how you and I met. And he said, I don't even know how to say this guy's name. It's Abe Bosch or something like that. And I said, oh, so he got you in and you became an affiliate and bought product? He goes, no, I don't know who this guy is. He reached out to me and then shared your steps to success. And then what he did is put you on a group chat with you. And I said, and when he did a group chat with me, you became a free affiliate and then bought product and started building a group. And he was like, yeah. And I go, that's pretty interesting because you don't put me on any group chats. So what we called that in the old days is a validation. You know what I mean? So you just gave somebody a gift and you're giving a video of me or the steps to success and freedom. How awesome is it for them to come back and go, wow, that's really interesting. And go, well, listen, you know, he's a friend of mine. He's a business partner. I'd like to do a group messenger and introduce you to him. What do you think that does to your credibility? Because I understand how people think and feel. So the very first thing I'm going to do after you say that, Bill, is I'm going to come on. Bill, I always love hearing your voice. It really puts a smile on my face. I really appreciate our friendship. Thank you so much for introducing me to Greg. Greg, welcome to the family. I'm here to answer any questions that you have. And I need you to know this for a fact. Bill has received a payday from MDC, and he can guide you directly to how to get a payday for you and your family. Okay, Bill, what was that thing that you said I had to do again? And it's like, so it is pretty interesting to me that I can always tell when people are doing the business, you know what I mean? That they're doing, yeah, you know, so I believe it right now, I have more people outside of my group that use me that way than people in my group, which is something I've always tried to figure out. It's like, but hey, it is what it is.
Hey, you know, also on the answer to James' question about big meetings and a video, it's time. You save so much time. Time is money, right?
Yeah. I won't say their name, but a lot of people have been getting hit and probably know people that have left to a company called LG. That's their initials. Do you guys realize that they share a capture page with their owner doing a 6-minute video? That's very interesting, isn't it? So one of the fastest growing companies out there right now that are doing it a little different, they all share one video that's 6 minutes. I would just suggest that you guys, you know, why don't you guys reach out to them and ask them when's the last time they've been to a live meeting? Because I know the owner of that company. He'll do a live meeting for you, maybe if you showed up at the warehouse. You know, he's not doing, they haven't done one live event. So how many of you been in companies? I brought this up. I'll leave it with this, Bill. How many people know that Amazon, see, people can't separate their minds from online affiliate marketing to network marketing, old school. Okay. So how many people that watch this live or recorded, please drop a 1 or a fire emoji or something in the chat, right? And so how many of you are an Amazon Prime member? How many of you bought stuff from Amazon? I don't. Elijah, did you get a video from Jeff Bezos on why you need to be a Prime member?
I never did.
So here's a company that makes $4 billion a month because you can sign up for free and their little things upgrade you to a Prime membership. It's like, so there you go, Bill.
You got it. Yeah, I'm definitely, I order from Amazon all the time because it's easy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
all right.
You.
Love and appreciate you. Have a great weekend, Bill.
Bill, thank you so very, very much. And I do know Sharon has come back on, and I would like to see if she wants to continue, even though her camera will be off.
I would love her to.
Okay, so Sharon, go ahead and unmute yourself, and let's go ahead and work with Robert and continue our previous conversation. We've got several others who have their hands up and questions to be asked. So Sharon, I want to make sure that you get in and you finish what you started. So Sharon, go right ahead.
Okay, sorry, my phone overheated and shut down.
Well, I could
So-
tell Sharon that when we're talking that you were on fire. So I understand that.
Right. So, sorry, I'm driving, but basically I started the personal development about 2 years ago. And when I did that, almost everything that I knew to or thought to be true was kind of not.
Right.
And I basically felt lost.
Totally understood.
And so when I did that, I don't feel in alignment anymore. I know, like, with because I have a 40 an hour week job.
Right.
I never liked the corporate part of the policies, the basic rules, like if somebody does something wrong, then everybody's at fault.
Yeah.
A lot of these
Right.
policies are government based. A lot of them I just think are stupid. So of course I'm not in alignment anymore. I mean, I have my nursing degree. I've been working as a nurse for the last 7 years, but I got into the profession to help people. And
Amen.
yeah, thank you. And after working though, like, I had a different idea, and I kind of fell into the concept of not really helping people, but just following orders.
Correct.
And that wasn't what I wanted to do. So now it's to the point I switched positions, and I'm not happy where I'm at.
Okay.
And with a lot of negativity. So I'm trying to be positive, even though there's all this around me. And I've learned from my other personal development, environment beats will, which over time, whatever your environment is, that's going to become you.
Correct.
And
You
so,
hang around.
yes. So what I want to know too is I've had this vision pop up periodically for the last, I don't know, maybe 10 years. And the vision is for me to be on a stage talking to people and uplifting or motivating people, inspiring. And the ironic part of that is I've always been very introverted, very by myself, to myself, afraid of getting out there and putting myself out there.
Totally understand.
Yeah. And then I had an aha moment about a month ago. I was talking to a friend, and she had asked me something about, like, what is it about that, like, that makes you want to do that? And I went back to my childhood and I thought about it, and I'm like, yeah, when I was a child and a teenager and starting the workforce, nobody ever listened to me and what I had to say.
I think there's a lot of people who watch this live and recorded that are feeling you. Thank you. Thank you for sharing.
So how do I know that that is the road I should try to pursue?
It's easy.
Or
it's really easy. When you're doing certain things and you're following people that are documented, that's my biggest thing. As I always tell people, don't follow people because they say that they've done something. You need to follow people that have documentation of helping other people get what they want out of life. And when you find that person, you'll know right away that you're in alignment when you start doing things for people and giving them wisdom and really, really plugging them into a mentor. If it makes you feel good, you're going to do more of it. Okay. So I was super, super introverted. And when I would get people in front of my mentor, they would reach out to me almost every day after I introduced them and thanked me. because they just were just not, they didn't know that they didn't know.
Right.
And so your love and your heart for people, and now going out there and basically, you know, making sure that my first goal with you is always to figure out exactly what your magic number is. What is the amount of money that you would need to make consistently on a monthly basis to take that job and shove it?
So here's the other thing about me is I have always had hope in my heart.
Yes.
And so no matter what, I want the biggest things. Like when somebody asks me that question, I'm like, I want so much money that I don't know what to do with.
Good.
Like that's my goal. Like it's
Good.
not 25,000, it's not 50,000. It's so much money that I don't know what to do with.
Yeah. Well, what's unique about the way that I teach people is if you've ever seen my 5,000 video, you know, how to make
Yes.
$5,000. When you watch that video, I always tell people then just take it times 100.
Yep.
You know, all you got to do is, and what's hilarious is regardless of how many times you guys multiply that video, because I've made millions a year consistently. And the one thing that's always amazing is that I still know people today, you guys, that make more money than me. And the reason they make more money than me is because they have more people responsible for their income than me. So it's like, so people that are making $10 million a year or $12 million a year instead of two, you know, I find out that they have 1 million people on auto ship, 1 million people on subscription, right? And it's always neat because I'm constantly looking at people like that. I remember when I first found out about Vision Lakhani, and, you know, Vision Lakhani, you know, started a company called Mind Valley. You know, so all of a sudden when you go to Mind Valley and you find out this guy's got millions and millions and millions of people on subscription, you sort of go like, man, you know, there's people out there. And then like I talked with James a little bit, is like, do you guys still get sort of weirded out how much of how much money an influencer makes? It's like mind-boggling to me.
Mhm.
But what do they always talk about? It doesn't make a difference if they're on Instagram or TikTok or OnlyFans. What's the next word that they say? I have X amount of paid subscribers. I have X amount of followers. I have X amount of people that are liking up on my content. And so it's really interesting for me because I love a level playing field. The reason I love this industry is because it doesn't make a difference if I'm dyslexic. It doesn't make a difference if I'm not the sharpest tool on the shed. It's like people can hustle me. I think it was Will Smith, whether you guys still like him or not. But Will Smith's whole thing is they used to always ask him why he was successful. And he said, I just know if you challenge me and you're on the treadmill next to me, I'm going to beat you. You know, so you get these people that are just willing to just put in whatever time it takes to build that audience, to build that group of people. So, you know, I know Tom Cruise is exactly the same way. It's like, you know, I'm not going to stop producing content. And then everybody looks at him like Kevin Hart and just goes, you know, I think it was funny. Kevin Hart was asked, why does he do advertisements for so many different brands? And he goes, because Shaq did. He said, so you got Shaq making all kinds of moves, and then he's got Icy Hot, and then it's like, what isn't Shaq in? You know what I mean? Even remember Shaq even in those commercials for General Insurance. You know what I mean? He's in a cartoon car next to the cartoon general. And so, yeah, I hope that helped you, Sharon. It's like I believe in you, and I know that when you're transitioning, you know, from a job to being a full-time entrepreneur, just believe that if people like me can do it, you can do it. And I'm here to help you every step of the way.
So I have one minor question too. And I
Sure.
did read one of the chats too. So here's another issue I'm having. Like, I'm trying to get over my fear of doing the messages, the voice messages,
Sure.
because I've actually never done them. And
Right.
in person, I'm fine. I can talk to you, and I've done that with my coworkers. But for some reason, if I'm doing it online or usually recorded, I freeze up.
Sure. Now,
So,
I'm going to ask you a question. When I first
Okay.
started speaking to people, see, I think, Sharon, you don't realize how much courage and how much how great you are, because you're having difficulty leaving voice clips on social media. I couldn't talk to people face to face. And so here's how you get past every fear in the world, or the way I do it. Works for me. Sharon, what you do is you just take it to the worst extreme. If you always take things to what the worst that can happen, I don't know why you'll always laugh. And I'll give you an example. So, Sharon, even if you messed up on the audio, understand that you can't say the wrong thing to the right people. It's just magic. And so, there hasn't been a movie that's ever been done where someone's asking someone on a date or to dance for the first time. Why do you think that every time we see that in a movie, the person is a blubbering idiot?
True.
Because it's cute. It's like we're nervous, you know what I mean? So why would someone want to be perfect in a message instead of just being who they are? So now let's take it to the worst extreme. You leave a voice clip for somebody, and the next thing that you hear is a voice clip that you left to the person that they heard your voice clip and then they committed suicide.
Oh, that was dark.
But most people, when I say that, Sharon goes, "That's stupid. That's never going to happen."
Yeah.
Hi, I just hope you're having a wonderful and blessed day, and I hope you're having the best year ever. No. Okay. What is really the worst thing that could happen? You leave someone a voice clip and then they hunt you down and they kill you. And again, people go, "That's not going to happen." See, I gave you two things in your mind that you went, "That's not going to happen." So that means every other idea that you have in your mind where your voice, Dino, telling you all that other stuff, they'll reject me. They'll turn me over to the FBI. All that other stuff is so funny.
Gotcha.
So just trust yourself, in the inner circle, when Mary did that video, I think that, that training, I think people listened to Mary and went, "Wow, I can't believe how smooth she is and leaving the message and how heartfelt it was." And every one of you know that part of the story. You don't know the beginning part of Mary's story. We're saying all the stuff that we're not supposed to be saying.
Yeah.
But we just keep getting gooder and gooder. So just trust yourself.
Okay.
If you want to, why don't you leave me a personal message?
I thought about doing that, actually.
Hey, I took that right out of your head, didn't I?
Yeah.
Okay, well, Robert, can I leave you a personal message so you can tell me how good it is? You know it's going to happen. I'm going to tell you you're awesome. So thank you, Sharon. I love you, man.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Have a great weekend.
You too.
Sharon, thank you so very, very much. Appreciate you and for coming back on with us. Now, Robert, I've got a lot of people with questions. Are you on a time limit?
Let's knock them out, man.
Then let's do it. Okay, we got questions coming in from people online. We got questions from live people here. I'm gonna shake it up a little bit because Ed Medina asked a question a little while ago, and just to let everybody know, I'm going in order. So when you ask a question, whether it's in the chats or right here, you have your hand raised. I'm going in order, so please bear with me. We will get to you, especially that's why I asked Robert for, his time, because his time is valuable. And of course, he obviously is valuable to you, and he loves doing these. So
you guys are valuable to me. I wish that someone was there to answer all what I thought were silly and stupid questions, but if someone answered them for me, I was okay and I could move forward. So yeah.
Bless you, and thank you so very, very much, Robert. Appreciate it very, very much. And also, before we get to the next question, I just got to give it out to Bill Shoemaker and Corky Kinter. Bless you guys, and thank you for donating to the Super Chat. If you want to donate to the Super Chat, just on in YouTube, it's only on YouTube. There's a little square at the bottom of the chat that has a $sign. Click on that $sign and then just follow the instructions to donate. All the donations will go to charities that Robert supports. All the donation.
Yeah, everything from now on, Craig, if you could just tell people, listen, they can go to the website and click on Documentation Beats Conversation. All the money right now is going to Jesus Way and the orphans. It's like, so it's more right to the point of where it's going.
There you are. That's awesome. So bless you, and thank you so very, very much. I don't know who's got their microphone on. Can you please mute yourself? Hold on, I got it. There we go. All right. So, and I'm going to ask everyone, there's a lot of people on this call. Thank you so very much for joining us, but please, do not unmute yourselves unless asked to, because people here, it's an interruption. So thank you very much and appreciate you.
Greg, you're muted. Did you mean you too?
I don't know if everybody caught that or not then. Before I was muted, did you guys hear me say, if you're muted, please remain muted. If not, please do not unmute yourselves? Okay, because we want everybody to experience this and to hear all the words that Robert is sharing and the people who are asking questions, because it's very important. So bless you guys. Thank you so very much. The next person that has a question is Ed Medina, and he's asking it from I think it was from YouTube. What's your suggestion on how I can, in quotes, kick my own ass, end quote, and do what I know I need to start building? I'm almost exhausted and I haven't even started yet. Just hanging around the campfire, really.
Well, the first thing I want to ask Ed is, does he have a sibling named Funky Cole? So Funky Cole, like.
Woo!
Hey, that might have hit somebody, but the first thing that I would say, Ed, is that when we want to kick our own ass to get into motion, everything is about you being excited about something in the future. So my statement has always been, if we have something to look forward to, our ass gets into action. So give you an example is this is a proven fact, by the way. People plan more and prepare more and do more things planning for a 2-week vacation than they do their entire life. And the reason why is because the date's set. So, if you are in a certain company where you get to pick your 2 weeks that you get off or whatever it is, once you got those dates picked, now you're going to figure out what you're going to do. And it's funny how you do it. Now, even though we procrastinate a lot of times, I can guarantee you that you're packing clothes a few hours before you're getting on the road. It's like there's something in our time clock that just goes, yeah, I can't put this off anymore. I'm going to miss the flight. So not everyone's like my wife, where she packs a couple days early and we're at the airport 3 hours early. But what you got to do, Ed, is there's two groups of people that will listen to this video live and recorded. One is you will do things for other people, but you won't do things for yourself. So this is when we get up in the morning, we're supposed to do stuff and you go, ah, crap, I'll just put it off till Monday. I really don't need to do anything. And all of a sudden a friend calls up and says, dude, I need you. I'm trying to move a refrigerator. I've already moved the rest of the stuff. Can you just help me? And you go, I'm right there. Why is it that, bam, you can get up, change your clothes, put your shoes on, and you're on a way to a friend's house to help him move a refrigerator? Because we're wired that way. So people ask me why I do as much as I do is because I've trained my mind to do this business for other people. And I knew I was that way, but nothing proved it more than my success with my daily choice. Because I just said to myself, I ain't doing that anymore. I have enough money where I don't have to do anything anymore. And then all of a sudden, my wife has a problem with her back, and this company she was buying CBD from went out of business. And she told me about it. So I went online, I put most documented CBD, seen my phrase there, documentation beats conversation. I got the patent and trademark, everything. And I went there and it was a third-party lab report on this product. So all I did was sign my wife up and I was going to let her try the product out. So then she said to me, Robert, I keep getting emails where it says there's a new person under me, a new person underneath me. And then she tried the product and it worked. And all she did is she reached out to me and Matthew and said, you know what? I really like this product. Can you help me build my little business? And listen to this, you guys. I still don't get a check from this company. My wife and the corporation that pays her and my sons, they do it. But that I wish I would have been smart enough, and maybe that it shouldn't be that way. I think I want to be, I am bold and honest with you guys, where I tricked myself and didn't know that I tricked myself. Have you guys ever went, wow, that was pretty interesting how good I am at that. It's like, if you've ever been in a situation too, where you don't know how you act in a place of danger, right? So one time, by accident, my sons put Beanie Babies on top of a halogen light bulb, and they turned it on, and so it started their bedroom on fire. And it's like, my first thing was running in, getting them, get out of the house, immediately going, grabbing a fire extinguisher, running back into flames and putting it out. You don't know that about yourself until you have to do that for yourself. Because there's probably other things that I would run the other way, right? But I'm saying this to you, that how you get past that fear, Ed, is trying to figure out the most important things in your life. And if they're your children, or if there's like I tell people all the time, I work so hard because I just can't say no to 2,500 orphans. I can't tell them that I'm not feeling really good. My shoulder hurts. I fell down the stairs trying to kick a stupid ball and I broke my shoulder blade. So, I'm just not going to be able to send any money to the orphans this month. See, that chokes me up just saying that. It's like, I'm not going to let them down. You know what I mean? So most people will do things more for others than themselves. So Ed, really ask yourself, because I know a lot of people that get involved in this kind of profession to make extra money. But they don't need extra money. See, they say they need extra money, but you got a roof over your head, you're eating, might have a little bit of money covering your bills. And so you're like, man, I would love to make $10,000 a month extra. I'd like to quit my job, but not maybe. It's like all of us want to be in better shape, right? But I didn't exercise today, and it's what I had in common for the last couple of years. But again, talking about looking forward, if all of a sudden you find out that people that get in shape all of a sudden get some kind of deal from, they can't stop smoking. I just can't. It's the hardest thing I'm going to do. And then all of a sudden the doctor says, yeah, you got a couple months to live, but maybe we could extend that if you would stop smoking. And it's like, okay, no problem. So that's what I would say to you, Ed. When you want to kick your ass, tell other people ask them what they want. I'll give you another one. You could go to your favorite school or church or whatever and walk in there and just say, what do you guys need? Oh, we're raising money to build a new playground. How much are you guys needing? It's going to cost about $120,000. Count me in. So see, now you find something but other than yourself. Then what you do is you tell the world. Do a short video or something and say, hey, I went to so-and-so charity and they needed a playground. I need to raise $120,000 to help these children out, and I'm going to get her done. Now you're telling the whole world, and now they're calling you up and they're going, Jerome calls me up and he goes, man, that's so awesome. Is there any way I can help? Yeah, keep asking me how close I am. So that's how people can find you accountable, by doing that. So find something bigger than yourself instead of just saying, well, it would be cool to, make a few thousand and become a 1K. It's got to be bigger than that. It's got to be a lot bigger than that. Buying a home for your parents or buying a car for some brand new car for someone that you love. There's very few people that are self-motivated on doing stuff for themselves. Isn't that weird? It's like, and the people that are in the other category, they wouldn't ask that question, Ed. So I told you there was two groups of people that are self-motivated for their goals. You know what I mean? It's like, I want to be number one. I want to stuff this down people's throats that told me that I couldn't do it. Self-motivated people are self-motivated. That's usually why they do so well. So thank you, Ed.
Ed, thank you so much for the question. Appreciate it. Okay, we got to move on. And I'm going to introduce two gentlemen. First of all, because I think I'm going to leave the screen where we can see everybody. We've got two birthdays, and the next one who has his hand raised is the birthday boy. But I also want to acknowledge the other one, Jerome Marshall and Arthur Wainio. Thank you guys so much for joining us on your birthdays.
Nice.
So everybody give a round of applause to Jerome and Arthur for happy birthday. And
Awesome.
And on that note, Jerome, since your hand is up, why don't you go ahead, open up, and please share with us.
Hey, thank y'all so much. I was wanting to say thank you, Robert. Thank you, Craig, Matthew, everybody for the birthday shout out. I had a wonderful birthday yesterday, and Bob, thank you for donating to the Children Urban Family Ministries where I grew up, and I'm going to be donating in the next couple of days myself.
Awesome.
I also want to thank I have a couple of my newest affiliates. I've been inviting people to Ask Me Anything, so I've been working hard. So they're here. They got Dr. Raz is here, and my man Wahoo was here too. So I think Dr. Raz has a question, but I also wanted to ask a quick question: is the $1 million question? $1 million question video that you have, is that another video that should you use as a gift as well?
I don't recall the video enough to say yes or no.
Okay.
I for a gift, I don't know why I feel this way, but if you guys look at some of the videos that I do and I tell people that they're enough or that I believe in them, or I think that a video that probably could make more of a significant gift to people is a video that when they get done watching it, because most people say to me, Jerome, that and I thank God for this, is I don't know, this laugh that God gave me, along with, my sense of laughing at the freaking world. Most people will even watch a serious video of me and they'll just go, that guy's a crack up. And so, my wife always says that I tell the funniest jokes in the world, and she can tell because of how hard I laugh. I'm laughing at my own jokes.
My wife knows your laugh too, and she'd be like, "Is that Robert?" I was like, "Yeah, that's Robert."
Well, congratulations, Jerome, and happy birthday to you. Thank you for getting people on here. And yeah, I the only reason I didn't answer that question is I just don't recall that video.
Oh yeah, it's one of your older ones, and I have it. I have a note section on my phone, so I have a bunch of videos. I have a bunch of videos of like your building blocks and stuff.
Yeah.
I have the $1 million video, and which I personally I like, but
okay. I would say, one thing I know about marketing is I find something that works and I just work it to death. I'll keep doing this. I have no problem with mastering the mundane, no problem. And so, but in the midst of that, it's neat to be able to do what is called split testing, right? So split testing is, you know what, I'm going to try this video and see what happens and see. But the one thing that I would do, Jerome, is I used to tell people I do this all the time, but this is the normal me, right?
Right.
And then go like this, mentally see if you can put the hat on backwards and go, somebody sent me a message that said, I hope everything's going blessed. It made me feel good. And then they gave me a gift. How would I act and how would I feel if I watched this video? So my feelings, like Joshua, it's pretty obvious that he's got it figured out, right? And his team's got it figured out. And so when Joshua told me that he was giving the God memorandum, that sort of knocked my socks back, Jerome. I'm one of those guys that probably a lot of people, Jerome, would think that I'm creative, but I'm more like I've said in the past. If I today got the money and was given a challenge that I was supposed to make a NASCAR team that was competitive,
right,
I wouldn't look at everything that Ricky Hendricks is doing and try to do something different.
Yeah,
I still don't know, Jerome, where that mindset comes from, because I don't have it. I'd be using his cars, his bodies, his motors, his everything.
Yeah.
And so sometimes when you ask me questions and say, I understand that guy's won more world championships than anybody else, but I was just asking, is it okay if I use a Toyota motor instead of what he's using? See, when you ask me that question, I sort of go, I wouldn't, but yeah, I guess you can.
Yeah, that's cool. No, I appreciate it. And no, just a couple other things. When you said the Tone Loc, it was Tone Loc's song.
That's funny.
You gave him a plug, so me and Dr. Raz was joking about that. And happy birthday to Arthur today. So thank you so much.
I love you, Jerome. Thank you so much.
Great share, Jerome. Thank you, and happy birthday. And again, happy birthday, Arthur. You guys enjoy your special days. I know some people celebrate a week. Some people celebrate a day. Celebrate however you want. That's the bottom line. All right. Let's go to another question that was asked in the chats. And we're gonna try to get through as many as we can. Thank you, everyone, for sticking with us, especially those of you that have your hands raised. We're going in order, so thank you so very much for your patience.
I want to say a quick word, too.
Yes, go right ahead.
If some of you are sending me messages directly through chat, I'm dyslexic and I'm doing this video. So if you sent me a message privately, I'm not going to see it. So please try to take it off direct and send it straight so Craig can read it.
Thank you so much.
You bet.
All right. The next question comes from, okay, and I know I've pronounced her name before, so give me a break here, Wanda, please. Wanda here we go again. Wanda Olayoriju is asking this question. And Wanda, thank you for bearing with me on this. Why is it when you ask someone who's having success for tips, they act defensive as you asked them for their trade secrets or access codes to a hidden vault? I thought we were all under the same umbrella and want to see each other succeed. Not asking for a hand up, but just a helpful hand. I think it's more of, and maybe you already understand it, Robert, but I think it's more of, why do people get offended when you're trying to help them?
My first response is people do people things. I've never understood that myself, Wanda. If one of my dear mentors, Jim Rowan, every time I would bring something like that up to him, his first response was, "That's interesting." And then, of course, I never liked that answer. So then he would tell me, if I were you, I wouldn't take that class. I would probably say on a personal note, that it was probably something that happened in their childhood where they just consistently was always told that they weren't enough, that they couldn't do anything right, that maybe they're stupid, and what the hell's wrong with you? And so it probably has nothing to do with you. It's just that when you say, well, listen, maybe you should try this, and they immediately get triggered because they're just pulling up stuff of other people telling them, hey, you're doing this wrong. So that's where I would say that on a personal level it comes from, because I still experience that. I still will try to help critique and help people only do the things that they need to get good at to get results, because I know that if I can get people results, they'll get addicted to them. And not only will they get addicted to the results, but I can remember the day. I always watch people's growth, and then I'll remember their peaks of their what they're doing. And then when things are not working good, then I'll reach back to them, Wanda, and I said, hey, remember when you were posting rank advancements almost every day? Yeah. I bet you're not still doing that. What were you doing back then? You know what most people say? I was so excited I didn't care what other people thought. We call that ignorance on fire. So when you're excited and really, really excited, it's like inviting someone to a really cool party. So if I call up James and I say, James, listen, what are you doing Friday night? I'm busy. Change your plans. I'm not gonna. Okay, bye. It's like we shorten up our sales and our convincing and wanting to try to get the point across, and we just get faster at sorting, saying as little as possible to as many people as we can, as fast as we can. So when we want to get something done, have you guys ever noticed, like if you needed a bunch of people to come help you move, how much time do you spend on the phone with people that are making excuses? You just hang up. Hey, bro, I was there for you. Yeah, but whatever. Click. And just go down the list. And so, yeah, that's what I would say, Wanda. When you're trying to help someone correct where they're going so they can get better, they just have to be at the right place at the right time to be able to take that kind of knowledge. They got to humble themselves. They got to remember that they're not where they are. And some people double down and just duplicate it. And that's where the insanity phrase came from Albert Einstein. Like the definition of insanity is consistently doing the same thing over and over, expecting a different result. And so people do that. So yeah, thanks, Wanda. And whoever said that other question, I love you guys and I appreciate you.
That was Wanda. Yes, thank you very much, Wanda. Appreciate your contributing to today's AMA. with the amazing Robert Hollis. And if you are watching us on YouTube, please hit that like button. And if you have not yet, hit the subscribe button too with the bell icon so that you get notified when we do videos like this. And the subscribe button is right down here below. I'm also going to plug our Inner Circle, which is, we go deeper into things. We have our Inner Circle. It's a smaller group. And if you go to roberthollis.com/join, for those of you watching on YouTube, it is pinned to the top of the chat. Click on that, join us, and we have special things that take place. In fact, the interview that Robert is talking about with Mary Valchik is only for members of the Inner Circle. It's an incredible interview, and it's something that is so worth watching that you need to join us and be a part of our Inner Circle. It's a great group, and as Melody Wariba is posting in the Zoom chat, it's priceless. Understood. I totally agree. And you as in the viewer and Robert all make this possible. So next up we have, and I think I'm pronouncing your name right, Elisha. Is that correct, Elisha? Or please open up and share with us. He's next, and then we have more coming.
Okay.
Hold on, Elisha. I cannot hear you. Click that button, and hopefully that should work. There you go. Go for it.
All right. So as a matter of fact, you nailed it. And Robert, I haven't met you, but the first time I came in, you nailed it as well. I can tell you a student of the word.
Thank you, brother.
I
Thank
appreciate
you, brother.
the small things. And, you have a lot of patience. I watch you deal with your people. You're very patient. And there are good things that come out of that. People that say, oh, yeah, I like horsepower, too. They say, oh, I like Robert. Look at this, or people that say, hey, look, I'm swimming now. A couple of few things that come out. So it's great stuff. Listen, but I want to get to it. Here's my question for you. All right. Because we talk about how money motivation only goes so far. I'm listening to what you're saying. If you could describe the ideal student that would get you excited and take you to that next level in what you're doing right now, how would you put that into words? That is my first question that I have.
Unfortunately, Elijah, and for your background and stuff, thank you for the kind words. I really appreciate it. There's these people that we find every once in a while, and I don't pray for this on anybody, but it's like somebody has something happen in their lives, Elijah, that just, takes them to a place of humility that totally strips them of their ego and their identity. So if you hear people's stories like Michael Jordan getting cut from his basketball team, you know what I mean?
Oh, that's tough.
There's these things that you hear about certain individuals. And in my lifetime, there was, me being incarcerated, you know what I mean? In a federal penitentiary where, I'm there all by myself and I'm like going, I can't live like this anymore. And it just really, really shreds you of any beliefs, and it actually does something better for you. It really starts to get you to a place where you question every belief that you have, my friend. Everyone. You start going, why in the hell do I think this? And why do I fight for the right for this to be right when I don't even know if it's true or not?
Come on.
And so when I met my mentor, I was on a rocket path to be a crew chief. That was the only thing I thought I was going to be for race cars. And my ego couldn't fit in any room. It was just like, I was making twice as much as any of the people that I knew of my age, and was walking around with these plaques and certifications that, hey, it's like walking around like a general. And man, did I allow that to feed into me. You know what I mean? And then in a blink of an eye, I'm in an operating room with a doctor saying to me, he goes, oh, he said, so you were a mechanic? And I said, yeah. And he said, not anymore. And I believed everything. I just went, wow, I'm not a mechanic anymore. And I think that a lot of people that will watch this video live or recorded, Elijah, if I met you someplace and I said, so what do you do? Isn't it funny? We go, what do you do for a living? You're like, well, I'm a mechanic. I'm a promoter. I'm a movie producer, whatever it is, right? you very rarely will get people go, well, what do you do for a living? Live.
And live in a way
Yeah,
that blesses other people.
I'm a warrior for God.
You don't hear that.
I'm a great father. I'm a great friend.
Good friend is important, sir.
See what I mean?
Vision, like, be a good friend. Don't be a crappy friend. It's so terrible what you leave, like a whole bunch of pollution every time you crap on somebody. Be somebody.
Yeah. Don't be the garbage truck. Don't be the garbage truck that's backing up.
Don't be the garbage truck. Yeah.
Yeah. So the answer to your question is, when you find someone that, I always tell people, if you look at the most successful people in the world, they only got there 2 ways. One was through inspiration, through being inspired by somebody else that did greatness. So when you hear someone finally get their accolades or their flowers, right? They immediately talk, well, I just need to be bold and say, not only do I thank God, but, if it wasn't for Elijah, you know what I mean, intervening in my life, I wouldn't even know what the hell this stuff is. So there's one which is inspiration, and the other one is desperation, right? So there's a lot of cats out there that are extremely successful because their back was against the wall. So I always love hearing these old rappers, you know what I mean? Because no one wants to believe that they were selling cassette tapes out of the back of their car. See, no one wants to talk about
big facts.
Yeah, it's like
hard hustling out there in the parking lot where somebody is like, get this crap off my car. What do you want? I'm tired. I don't have enough money to take. What do you want? I understand.
So I always tell people, me and my wife love watching, like Letterman started doing all these interviews, on Netflix, and then Kevin Hart has Heart to Heart. And it's fun to listen to these people because they just get in a mindset where, it's like they really believe, like Apple's commercial did. It's us against the world. And all I got to do is Apple's commercial, and still to this date, even up to when Steve Jobs died, to just say, I'm not looking for everybody. I'm just looking for the right people. And so when you show a commercial and it's Elijah using an Apple computer, and then Oprah using an Apple computer, and then Eminem using an Apple computer, and it's like, I want to be like those people. And so it's funny for them to be the largest corporation in the world as far as net worth and capital, and they do not have market share. They don't have market share. It's like there's more Androids, more Samsungs. It's just, no one's worth more than them. I think the last time I looked at their cap market is almost like $3 trillion company. That's insane, man. So Elijah, I'll give you one other thing too. When I ask people questions, I have this video online where I do a theoretical example on how to make 5K. When I do that theoretical with people, Elijah, I get to a number. I ask them what their magic number is. And let's just say that they say $5,000. And I go, okay, Elijah. So we put our heads down. We get 555 people in this. And now you're making $5,000 a month. What are you going to do? And, people do the same stuff. I'm going to pay bills. I got this to pay off. I got, some payments on my student loan. And then I go, I'll say, so you paid money on your bills, but next month the $5,000's coming again, probably a little more. Now what? And you'll see all of a sudden they'll run out of ideas, and then they got to start going into that creative mode. You'll just see them change right before your eye. Well, I got to pay the bills, and then I got my frickin' student loan, and I borrowed some money from my brother. I got to get that back. And well, now here comes another $5,000. Let's say it's 7 now. What are you going to do? And it's like,
I got a little extra.
Then they go, dude, I've never had a new car. Never had a new car. What color? What kind? They're like, wow, what color? What kind? And they never thought about that thought before.
Dream is
what I mean? It's like, well,
Dream is working.
Car. It'd be murder black. It'd be black on black. It'd be, it would be murdered out. And it's like, cool. And so now you're driving this car. Who are we going to go see? We're going over to Greg's house. I'm pulling on his lawn. And it's like, what is that going to feel? And all of a sudden you see the person that stopped dreaming, you get that person back again. And then you just say, how would that feel? Now, what are you going to do? Elijah, where are we going to be when you have your housewarming party, your new home? Who's invited over? What are we cooking in the backyard around the pool?
Someone.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden you get them to go in that mode. And it's like, yeah, listen, man, we can make that happen. Let's go make that happen.
Well,
and that's yeah.
It sounds to me like what's going on is the financial challenges that we have in our day-to-day life between inflation, the uncertainty of economy, a lot of careers are going out. These things are a spreading pessimism that will cause us to stop dreaming.
Yeah.
That will cause us to say, well, you know what? I shouldn't think that I can go out here and do too much. I just got to barely survive.
Yeah.
But then we commit to the process of barely surviving and we're like, oh, I'm sick of it.
Well, we're experts at it.
But we're good at it.
We're experts. We're experts at robbing Peter to pay Paul. It's like we're just constantly doing that. And believe it or not, that's why some of my largest productive groups are in Hungary and Romania. These are two of the poorest countries in Europe, and now Nigeria, because these people can't remember not suffering, Elijah.
Understood.
So if you watch the interview I did with Joshua Daramella, he admires his mother because his mother not only got educated, but got a government job. And so he tells the story that all of a sudden he's getting a little older and he knew the only way he could move forward is getting a laptop. And so he asked his mom if he could get some money to buy an Acer laptop, probably the cheapest laptop you could buy.
Yes, sir.
And she said, I don't have the money. And he said, the first thing I thought is, golly, my mom's had a government job her whole life and she doesn't have extra money to buy her son a laptop. I don't think a government job is good for me.
Wow.
So
that's tough, Robert. That's tough, man.
Yeah, it is.
The government job is the cream of the crop. Ever since we was little kids, be good, make good grades in school, and then one day you'll have a good job. And then it's all the government pays the best jobs. And then you get that best job and you find out with the best job there is, I still can't give my kid the basics.
Yeah.
That's
and
tough.
What we don't realize is because of the lack of praise and recognition, because of lack of being felt like we're valuable or enough or worthy, when we realize that that's not going to happen at our job, then why wouldn't human nature? It sounds like we shouldn't do this. But then what we do is we try to figure out just to do the minimum, not to lose our job. And that's a habit too. See what I mean?
And I didn't like that one. I've been there. I didn't like that.
I've been there too.
I didn't want to show up and be my best self. I got to the point where I said, listen, if I can't commit to showing up and being my best self, I don't even want to be there.
Right.
That's where I eventually got to, but to get there, you gotta lose that that benefit you were getting. You got to be willing to starve, and you got to be willing to carve out your own route. So there's a lot of
because when you brought that up, it's such a great question, and thank you for bringing it up, because I tell people this all the time. 60 days before, even 30 days before I got hurt, not only did I know in my heart that I was on the right course of what I thought I was supposed to be doing. Of course, I find out now that, I wasn't listening to a higher power in any way, shape, or form that at that moment in my life. I had pulled it off. If you don't believe me, just ask me, right? And it was like, so I always, try to second guess myself that if someone would have approached me that was really even good at understanding personalities and communication skills and stuff, if they could have got me to look at this business when I wasn't hurt. So it wasn't, because when I even got hurt, there was still I think you guys will know what I'm talking about. There was still 6 months of just total denial. Even though I'm on workman's comp, I'm losing everything. I'm making $900 a month. It was like, no, I'm going to be able to rehab my leg. I'm going to go out and be able to get a job, and everything's going to be okay. And I'm telling you what, those next 60 days, it was a total of 9 months. But man, I'll tell you what, that last 30 days was ugly. I mean, it was Now the repo man is looking for my car. I had my electricity shut off. My attitude, oh my God. I get a call on the phone and they'd say, when are you going to pay this bill? And I said, do me a favor. Why don't you call me tomorrow morning at 6:30? And they go, why 6:30 tomorrow? And I said, I don't have any electricity. I said, so why don't you wake my ass up so I can find a job? And then I started telling bill collectors, you're the last that's going to get paid. You know what I mean? It was like,
hey, some of them are nasty. You nasty little thing. You the back of the line. You nasty.
Yeah. I think so. The attitude was not there. The chip was on the shoulder. Of course, it was everyone's fault but my own. You know what I mean? So people, I always tell people, Elijah, you got to be careful what you pray for, because I do remember just going, because I just got passed up for a promotion, somebody that I thought that, of course, with you got an ego, you're better than everyone, right? So there was someone that got the promotion that I thought was going to be mine, and I was 10 times better than they were,
Yeah, oh yeah.
Maybe the only way they got in is because they were humble and they were willing to learn. Me, I knew everything. I knew everything.
Okay, that's what happened.
Yeah. So I always wonder that. I always wonder, it took, so when the direct answer is when you find someone that is, Les Brown said it best, when you just find someone that's hungry, man, they're just hungry. And they listen, they're not asking questions. They just go, what do I got to do? You need to do this, this, and this. And it's like, yes, sir. It's not like, why do you do that? Well, what if we did this? Or what if we add something else? They're just so stripped of their identity, Elijah, that you go, listen, you need to do this, this, and this. And they go, yes, yes, and yes.
So right after high school, 2002, I graduate. And I sat there and I watched the towers come down in high school.
Wow.
I signed up. The Navy recruiter got me. And I said, well, I don't know if I love the water this much. But then I said, wait a minute. You can send me with the Marines. I went with the Marines. And when I left this country, you can think what you want to think about it. Oh, it's terrible. It's this, it's that. But when I showed up, I put my boots on the ground in Afghanistan. And I started to see what the people dealt with every day. I said, oh, yeah, I need more gratitude back here in America.
Amen.
My people would send me a little Snicker bar. I'd be so excited about a little piece of chocolate. And what you mean, we do need that.
Yeah. So it's Elijah, thank you. Elijah, thank you so much for your service, my friend. Yeah, it's and James Saunders is on here. He's a big military person.
Okay.
And one of the things that that's what boot camp is all about.
Yes, sir.
Boot camp is, I'm going to take your identity away because you need to learn certain skills so you can take care of your brother next to you.
There it is, brother next to you.
Yes. Yes. And so, but great question. And hey, welcome to Ask Me Anything. Anything I can do for you, my friend, let me know.
Absolutely. Listen, you nailed it. How long, if I do, now I don't know what I got to commit to.
Okay.
Right? But I think that's one thing we would think, well, what do I have to do every day? Right. I don't want to go through all of it. I know it's a lot.
No.
But the 5K vision sounds like, okay, 5K, I'm going to commit to show up and do what Robert tells me to do. How long do I need to give myself a goal to hit that 5K?
Believe it or not, some of our people in Nigeria did it their first 30 days.
It's in Nigeria too. Come on.
Yeah.
I'm a Georgia boy.
Okay. What here's the only thing that you need to do is we can't change the numbers, right? So I always tell people, if we just looked in America alone, people don't know that the top 10% of the people make 100 grand. The top 5% make 200 grand. So if you've heard all the presidential speeches, they're always talking about hitting people that make 200,000 plus a year. And do you know when people talk about those people, that those people don't care? Because they figured out that if they're going to tax me another 50,000 a year, I know how to make another 50 grand. you know, I'll just add some more numbers. So when you understand numbers, the deal is here's where people fail. In everything in life, you got to make a commitment to want to be good at it. And what you need to be good at, Elijah, is sorting people, finding the right people at the right time. Understood. So when there's certain videos that I can send you that shows exactly the sequence. In fact, Ask Me Anything, I think a couple of weeks ago, I tell you what to say to the person to reach out to them, how to give them a gift, how to be able to ask them to do you a favor, then share a short video that I did showing documentation of my back office and my online banking. And then
which is beautiful, by the way.
Yeah. And from there, sign them up as a free affiliate and then get them to repeat the process. And you know, that's what Joshua's doing. That's what my group in Hungary and Romania is doing. And I know it'll work for you. So when you look at anything that you feel you're above average at, here's the thing. You get so focused on making the accomplishment happen that then they ask you stupid questions that you don't know the answers to. So it's like walking up to LeBron James and saying, you know, do you know how many shots that you shoot per week? No. See what I mean? It's like whenever you talk to someone that's really got a true focus on mastery of something, they just know they got to do it until. You know what I mean? And I know I'm going to get gooder and gooder every time I did it. So, and here's something, Elijah, that's going to help you for the rest of your life and everything.
Okay.
When you can master connecting with strangers and making them feel good. Whether it's a sincere compliment, whether it's just a smile, whether it's something that's like when I teach in other trainings, the videos that I still love to this date is, you know, the guy that holds the sign up that says free hugs. You know, so this guy makes millions of dollars on the internet from people watching his videos. And he holds up a sign that says free hugs. And you're watching the video and 99% of the people walk by him. That's not why we're watching the video. We're watching for the people that give him a hug and they won't let go. And so now he's trying to be creative with other videos, Elijah. So the one that he did recently on Mother's Day is he put a blindfold on. And the sign said, if you're missing your mother, give me a hug. And he put a blindfold on because he didn't want people to feel weird by getting eye contact with him.
Yeah.
And they would come up to him and give him a hug. And he's going, I'm so sorry she's not here. And people just were bawling. And I'm going like, so do you care about the people that seen the sign and thought you were stupid, or seeing a sign thinking you're making money on YouTube or TikTok? Or are you watching it for the people that he was doing it for? And so I really love and really digesting these people on social media that are doing things like that. A lot of people don't know, you know, people like Mr. Beast, you know, there's no one that makes more money. They estimate he's making $4 to $5 million a month now. And all the guy does is bring in the money, and then he goes out and gives it to people all day long. He's sitting at a restaurant and this girl comes up and he said, I'd like to give you a tip. And she goes, thank you. And he gives her keys to a car.
Wow.
You know, and so there's these whole groups of people right now that are making millions of dollars on YouTube. And all they're doing, Elijah, is giving money away to people.
Yeah.
It's like, it's
I'm excited.
I'm optimistic to the world. You know what I mean?
I'm excited about the vision you bring. I think that when a lot of us, we've been in network marketing or affiliate marketing for some time. We all saw the initial presentation. If we could all go back to that first moment when we first started, before we got started, introduced to all the leaders that was walking across the stage, that I don't even know why you were talking about them. Because they couldn't get any of us across the finish line. They couldn't get none of us to the promised line.
No.
And then you go and you listen to someone like you, and then you say, listen, let me tell you what the promised line is my mentors are worth the people I look up to in this industry have made billions of dollars.
Yeah, and not only that, Elijah, but the people that I follow and learn from, if people did the research on that video that I did, the goats, right? Yeah, when you see what those people gave back to the community, it's like, well, you know, so-and-so gave $100,000 to the people from Maui that got burnt. No, Rich DeVos built 2 children's hospitals.
Wow.
No children, none of the parents, just like St. Jude's. They don't. The fire department, the police department, the airport, all of them have state-of-the-art stuff that he bought. Then he had a heart condition and had to go to Europe to get a heart donation. And he got so upset by that, he came back and made the largest donor registration in the world.
Wow.
And I mean, it's just like, so, you know, millions.
How would it make it different?
Millions. Yeah. And here's the other one that I, you know, say you like politics, right? So not only did Rich DeVos was a counsel to Gerald Ford, but he also carried the casket when he died, and he also has the museum for the Gerald Ford President's Museum in Ada, Michigan, that he paid for. So if you want to get into politics, that's a good one. So then he found out that America lost the America's Cup for sailing. So he donated $1 billion to get the best engineers, built a new way of sailing, and now we see them, they're hydrofoils. And he donated $1 billion to get the best engineers, build the best sailing ships, and get the best coaches to win the America's Cup back. It's like, when you have that much money, you sit around, you start thinking, wow. And then other people are going, hey, did you see this one trainer? And I'm going like, that's like mentioning someone that I never heard play in the NBA.
Yes, sir. But the problem is they've been so loud about it because they didn't have a true path that was simple and duplicatable.
Yeah.
And I think that a lot of us, we've been through a lot of things. We got a lot of negative baggage. And looking at it, we said, well, we've heard that before, right? We've heard it before. I'm the leader you need to follow, and I've got the way, But it's not the original message that we heard.
It isn't. It isn't. If you guys
excited when we first came here, we didn't get excited about making super sales stars, people that average people couldn't be, spending thousands of dollars a month on leads and advertisements and driving. This is what we're doing, and this is what the leaders have been doing, and it's so not the message that we started off with at all.
If you can,
that's what brought me to you, your vision.
Yeah. If you could find some messages on YouTube of Rich DeVos and Jay Van Alden.
Okay.
Here's all they said. First of all, they were taught by one of the masters in the industry, Earl Schoaf, that taught Jim Rohn, that taught Larry Huff, Larry Raskin, Larry Thompson. And so the people that are all the biggest Yodas in this industry learned from the same guy that Jim Rohn learned from. So then when Earl Schoaf died, Rich and Jay went to Nutrilite and were the #1 distributors for 10 years before they started Amway.
Wow.
And then when they bought Amway, they made so much money, they went back and bought Nutrilite. And 63 years of, it'd be hard to try to figure out how many billions of dollars Amway has made. And everybody laughs because their compensation plan, last time I looked at it, might pay a fifth of what MDC pays.
Wow.
So if you needed 555 people, all you would have to do is take that times 5. You'd have to have 270. Yeah, you
have questions, but this is so good. So you could just go on. So you really do.
Thank you, Elijah. Again, if we're not friends, reach out to me. I'm here to help you, man. And thank you so much for dropping by. I appreciate you.
Absolutely. Thank you.
You bet. God bless.
Elijah, thank you. Wow. Yeah, this is what's so great about AMA is that we pull everything, all of this great information out of Robert, and he's so happy to share it with you.
I love helping people.
Oh my gosh. Bless you, Robert. Thank you so very much. All right. The next question I have is from Linda. And she's asking, how do introverted people really go after their vision? We are in a people help people environment, right? My dream is way bigger and I don't know where to start first.
In my opinion, Linda, introverted people are better at this business than people that are not. Let me explain why. You are looking for that a geek from a dark forest. I used computers before they had mouse, right? So when my mentor told me that I could introduce myself to somebody and get their attention and then ask them to do me a huge favor if they knew anyone that needed to make money. And as soon as they said, what is this? That I then could focus all my praise and recognition on telling his story and getting people in front of his story, his training, his way of doing it. So in my opinion, when I first met Joshua Daramella, he was introverted. I think people become more confident and they believe in themselves and they become more of an extrovert when you love yourself and you're not giving a rip about what other people say, right? So at the beginning, you'll see introverted people do this business better than extroverted people because they don't want to be the deal. I did not want to be the deal. I didn't want to do presentations. I didn't want to do trainings. I didn't want to do testimonials on stage. All I got good at is putting people in front of my mentor's videos. That's all I did. So, Linda, that's the answer. So you can make as much money as you want to by being introverted, by following the certain way, and then you can change whether you want to change as you get bigger in the industry, get bigger in MDC. So thank you, Linda.
Linda, thank you so much for the question. We got a few questions from people that are just entering them into the chat. The next question that I have is from Dr. Raskedis. Robert, I fear losing my humanity in the search of money. How do you still appear so authentic and human, but so successful?
Because money doesn't mean anything to me. So if someone thought this was about money, you gotta expend your mentality. I not only help over 2,500 orphans because of the cash flow that comes to me, but each and every day I get introduced to people like you that right now, if there was a way, see, the reason that there's always a need for money is because people don't know how to earn it. And so that's what makes it valuable. But if you focus on helping other people supplement their income, you'll never have to worry about yours and you can just give all yours away. So because I've done this and I believe it, I've helped so many people get an extra payday for them and their family. Hundreds of thousands of people I've helped get an extra paycheck. And so that's what you got to think about. You got to think about, it's not about and I see that he put in here brilliant already, but that's the mind shift that I did for myself because I'm not money motivated. If you know anyone that knows me, I'm not money motivated. So it was me understanding that I had the wisdom. And at that time, it was just point, guide, and directing to my mentor's videos. That's all I did. I knew he knew how to teach people to do it. So if I got more people in front of him, then that's when the magic happened. So I hope that helped you. It truly isn't about money. It's more about lifting people up. It's like giving them freedom. You know, a lot of people in the world believe that they have freedom because they never experienced what true freedom is. You know, answering to someone that pays you peanuts, that tells you when to show up and when to take a break. You know, a lot of people think that when Abraham Lincoln was in office and everyone fought and they got rid of slavery, I just believe the smartest guys at the wealthiest people, I didn't say smartest, the wealthiest and evil people at that time went, well, now that we caused the Great Depression, you heard me correct. They created the Great Depression. Then what they did is they starved everybody, and then they said, we got a solution. You can come work for us. And so when they lost control of having slaves, they just needed to find another way to enslave people. I hope that wasn't too deep, Doctor. So why are the lotteries all of a sudden breaking records? Are you kidding me? It was exactly what Elijah said. Everyone's sitting around and didn't figure out how their income went down $400 a month. No, they just raised the price on everything. And then they got the politicians and the people in the news telling us that the inflation is slowed down. Listen, I don't give a rip about money, and I still know stuff costs more. I can afford to pay. So people ask me, how much is gas? I don't know. When the gas handle goes click, 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 and it's full, I'm done. I don't know how much gas costs, So, but when it costs more for people to do virtually everything than it did before, but they haven't given anybody these raises. I'm like watching how many strikes are going to happen. You know what I mean? Is now that we're talking about what the auto strikers are coming out. But when you guys really look at the numbers and you realize that people are basically earning the same thing they have for the past 15 years, but everything else has gone up in price. It's like, I just think that a certain group of people are going to get pissed off and going to say there's got to be a better way. I was just introduced to a mentor that said the numbers used to be 97.3. 97% of the people were always struggling while the 3% didn't. And then in 36 years, it went from 99% to 1. That blows my mind. Because the people that made $100,000 a year 36 years ago were doing really well. 36 years later, they're still making $100,000 and they're hurting. So I tell people, when I first got in this industry 36 years ago, you guys listen to this. I've sat down with hundreds of thousands of people. And I would say, what's your magic number? Tell me what number you dream of making $10,000 a month. The reason why that number is magic is because the average household makes $54,000 a year. So people can't really dream more than doubling their income, right? Okay, 36 years later, I sit down with someone and I say, what's your magic number? 10 grand a month. That means the average person is not making any more money than they did. So the cost of everything else going up, it's funny for me as an investor. The biggest thing that's going up right now is get this, you guys. It upsets me, and then I just realize it is what it is. So you guys have seen where somewhere in your city, outside in the suburbs, right? Developers are buying just miles and miles and miles of farmland and building these homes. Guess what is the fastest growing thing in developments now? They're not building homes to sell. They're building homes to rent. They're building developments with hundreds of homes. And the number one thing is just to rent all these homes through one association. So instead of apartment buildings, now there's developments with hundreds of homes in them, and all the homes are just going to be rental homes. I'm going like, see, so the wealthy people keep crushing the small people, and then they come up with new ideas of how to take their money. So my mentor told me, instead of being pissed off at the 1%, why not figure out how to be a 1%er? And here's the mathematical. The person that helps the most people win. That's all it is. If one person has 3 people responsible for their income and another person has 1 million people responsible for their income, You don't have to know which one's doing better. But with leverage and residual, is a lot of people doing a little bit, like Elijah said. There's this whole thought about, 95% of people are not sales type. So what to do is all these companies are the 5% are going after the 5% that are going after the 5% that are going after 5%. The guys I learned from always have gone after the 95%. They've always gone after, hey, listen, the magic of part-time. What if I had 1,111 people in my group that were supplementing their income by $200? But no one wants to help those little people. Like Elijah said, Robert, he said, I like your patience. Well, the reason I got patience was because my mentor had patience with me. I was a broke auto mechanic with a cast on his leg, with total lost identity, with no self-confidence, self-esteem, or anything. So when he said, where do you see yourself getting started? I told him, I don't have money for the application fee. It was $35. So he knew that if he could get me to believe that I was a miracle. So he said, Robert, get this book, Og Mandino, The Greatest Miracle in the World. Read that book and then give me a call. And I said, yes, sir. So it was funny. I seen Elijah camera clicked. So that's what I do. I when I first deal with people and they don't believe in their abilities, they introvert that, I think it was Linda. It was like you got to believe that you're doing stuff for other people, because you are. What people do is they don't want to reach out to people that they don't know because they're looking at their own inabilities to make money. I can't tell people they can make money in this company because I haven't made any money. It has nothing to do with you. It's you finding people that need help and plugging them into a system that if they pay attention, they're going to be rewarded. That's when you know you're a true servant. So the way to greatness is the service of many. It's not how it benefits you. If someone came to you and said, I need a place to stay, and you didn't feel comfortable allowing them to stay with you, wouldn't your first words out of your mouth go, you know what, let me look on my phone to see if I can find out where the closest shelter is? Why would you tell me to go to a shelter? Have you been to one? No, I haven't. Then why are you referring me to one? Because I'm trying to help. Well, I need a job. Hey, I know this guy. He's always telling me he's looking for good helpers. Let me call him up. Hey, Jamie, you still looking for help? I could always use good help. Listen, I called Jamie. He'll help you with the job. What's Jamie do? He's a carpenter. Have you ever been a carpenter? No. But I'm trying to help you out. Why, when you get in this business, you won't go out and talk to anybody because you haven't done the business? That's stupid. I've never said that on any training ever. My mentor told me this. He said, Robert, you know who the most dangerous people are in this business? I said, who? He says, find people that have made 6 figures a year that don't anymore. So if you guys think about the industries that were crushed during the pandemic, there's people out there. In Laurel, Montana, I've never said this before, ever on a training. You guys are getting some super gold nuggets here. There's 5 restaurants that shut down in my little city of 6,200 people. And the restaurants have been there my entire freaking life. What if you found out that restaurant owner's name and seek them out? First of all, they know freaking everybody. They probably had a restaurant because they love people, or had a bar because they love people. And now the economy has shut them down. and you reach out to them, and I guarantee you that their lifestyle has dropped, their vacations have dropped, the amount of savings that they used to have has dropped because they used all their savings trying to keep their damn restaurant open. And those people are freaking hungry. Hungry. So think of some of the areas. So Bill used to say to me all the time, he said, Robert, find people that have made 6 figures or more that are not anymore. Because they do not need to work on their personality, their personal development, their confidence, their belief. And they know they can make 100,000 plus. Now they don't know with this new economy how to do that again. So, well, I've never made 100,000. Then you need to be pointing to people who do. Hey, I got this friend and business partner. You know, it'll crack you up. You watch his video, the first thing he does is log into his online banking. Are you guys getting me? See, some of you are reaching out to people that are broke and been broke for a long time, and then you're upset because they're so negative. So, okay, Craig, any more?
Got one more question. I got to say thank you, Dr. Geddes, for the question. And
yes, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
There's been a lot of there's a few questions that I have not gone through because, in my opinion, I think you've answered them through the course of this AMA.
Oh, perfect.
So if I'm mistaken, everyone, please, you know, we do these AMAs every Saturday at noon Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern. Then come on back and we'll get you on to ask the question. The next question,
they could go through the other year of AMAs and see if I don't answer it in one of those.
That's very true. Being that today we're celebrating 1 year of Ask Me Anything with the amazing Robert Hollis. So thank you. And also, again, I'm going to promote this. If you want to join the Inner Circle, there's 2 ways that you can do that. If you're on YouTube, I've included the link. You can go to roberthollis.com/join, or look at the very bottom of this video. There's a button there that says join. Click on that, and you can join us for the Inner Circle. We also do on Thursdays at 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern, a breakthrough session that is exclusive to the Inner Circle. And we take a lot of time, similar today, but maybe a little more time, a little more in depth. So that's why you want to join the Inner Circle. And if you look on YouTube and you see a bunch of people with little icy circles after their names, those are the people that are part of the Inner Circle. Join us and become part of it. So that's roberthollis.com/join, or look at the very bottom of this screen for the join button if you're watching us on YouTube. Mike Hammond has the final question that we're going to go through today.
Okay.
Robert, knowing what I know about how you feel with leads, is there anything I can do with the paid leads I still have available?
One of my very, very, very good friends is a guy named Ron Melezes. He's one of the top lead sellers in the United States for selling leads. He's done it for over 30 years. And he said that it was one of the most lucrative businesses he's ever done because he gets no customer complaints. Because when people buy 100 or 200 leads, they never have the fortitude or the consistency to call them, so they never complain how bad the leads are. So if you've already purchased the leads, whoever sold them to you should have a sequence or a certain way of how they call those people. And so if I were you, I would force myself to go through the leads so you can stop other people from making that mistake. So now what you could say is, listen, I bought 100 leads or 200 leads, and I went through, did exactly what they told me to do. And I see Elijah's laughing and some other people are laughing because they've called leads. The affiliate marketers and these people tell them this is what you're supposed to do, right? And here's the reason I feel that way is everything that you do has to be duplicated. So that means if you find someone off those leads that decide to do this business, they're going to believe that they have to buy leads because that's how you got them. And now you got this whole thing perpetuating over and over again. The other thing is, I'm not trying to be negative here, but I don't know how many years I've had my cell phone shut off. I mean, I have one, but the ringer shut off. I just, man, are there people still picking up their phones from people that they don't know? Maybe there is. I don't know. But I was showing people on the inner circle how many unread emails I have, in the hundreds of thousands. It's like, how many people notice that when you send somebody an instant message from Messenger that seems to be a little more responsive? It's like, I think it's going to be a little while before people start shutting those notifications off as well. But yeah. So if you're asking me, if you bought leads, would you still call them? I don't know. I've bought a lot of coaching programs and a lot of books and a lot of stuff that never ever got out of the plastic cover. I'm just being honest. I bought it at the time because that's what someone told me I needed to do. And then I found the right way of doing it. And so I never broke the plastic off of it and started to go through them. So I'm the kind of guy that when I figure out something that I should be doing, most of the things that I buy are nothing but distractions to stop me from doing the stuff I was supposed to do. looking for a shortcut. You know what I mean? So I hope that answered your question.
Fantastic. Thank you so very much, Mike, for asking the questions. And gotta give it out to everybody who participated in today's AMA. James Saunders, Linda, Sharon, Zeman, Bill Shoemaker, Ed Medina, Jerome Marshall, Wanda Olayoriju, Elisha Allman. I got it. Also, Dr. Ross Geddes, and of course, Mike Hammond. And thank you for participating in today's AMAs and watching. Bless you to also Matthew Hollis for being our executive producer and the man behind the scenes to help us go and do these inner circles, going lives, and the AMAs, the A-Amazing, with the A-Amazing Robert Hollis. Ask Me Anything. So thank you all so very, very much for being here. We love you. We appreciate you. Please make sure to share this video, those of you watching on YouTube, with everybody that you know. Like the video, share the video, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, roberthollis.com/YouTube. And of course, help join the inner circle at roberthollis.com/join. I'm going to open up so that we can all say goodbye. Please be good to yourselves, ladies and gentlemen. Be cash. And bye-bye. See you next time as I unmute everybody to say so long on this Saturday.
Bye, guys. Love you all.
Everyone.
Bye. Thank you.
Dr. Shannon, Jay, Elijah, Jay, me, Wanda, Jay,
Robert.
Eddie, Daniel, Dustin, Melody, Mike.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
So powerful.
Bye, Dee Dee.
Mary,
Bye, Janie.
Cody,
Bye,
Arthur,
everyone. Dustin.
Jerome, Craig. Thank you guys. Thank you, Linda. Thank you, John.
Bye-bye.
Love you guys. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.